what, to hell with this car. I'm done with this car. Who wants this car? You can have this car. This car ain't mine. This car is yours. Like, I don't want it no more. It's too much trouble. It's too much hassle. I ain't got that kind of time.
I just be cool, doing my own thing, you know. Man, I'm just trying to be me, homie. This ain't what you see on TV. That life ain't nothing like reality. Man, I'm just trying to be me. I'm just trying to be me. I'm just trying to be me. I'm just trying to be. Man, I'm just trying to be me. I ain't faking, I ain't frontin' for the fame. When I make it, won't a damn thing change. Man, I'm just trying to be me.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jasmine, VibrantPeace, and I know y'all about to be like, damn girl, you always have that shirt on. And you're right, you're absolutely correct, okay? Because this is one of my favorite shirts. It's so easy to wear, something to throw on, and hell, it just is, okay? Who gonna check me? Nobody. Okay, thought so. Alright, so today in this video I just want to go over with you all what happened to my car. As you can see, I'm actually in my car now. It's working again. Alright, so first thing first. Alright, so my car started it not acting up, but like the ignition switch. I stated all this in my other video, so if you guys have not checked out that video about what happened to my other car, make sure you check that out as well. I'll leave the link below so that way you guys can easily access it. But I stated in that video the key would not turn back. So one day I was at work and I couldn't get the key stuck. I was actually late for work because I was like literally in a parking lot trying to get my key from out of the ignition. So I was like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I called my manager and she came outside and she tried to help me get it the key. Now the key comes out of the ignition. We couldn't get it to turn like all the way back where the car's actually turned off because it's not because it was not turned all the way back. It was basically running my battery. Like my battery was still on, like the radio, the lights, everything else would still come on. It wouldn't go off because the key wasn't turned all the way back. So eventually we got it to come out. We just kept cranking the car up, turn it off, crank it up, turn it off. It eventually came out. But prior to it coming out, I did have my car like on for like some time because I couldn't get it to go off. So I'm sure that probably drained my battery a little bit, not 100% sure. Okay, so then that next day same thing happened. I was parked and I was trying to take the key out. I turned my car up, tried to take the key out, wouldn't come out, so I left my car on literally for hours, like hours. And then when I went back to crank it up, it wouldn't crank up. So I was like, oh my god, like my car, oh my god. Luckily I was parked where my other car was near, so I just got inside of my other car. I went to Walmart first, bought like a jump starter from Walmart, got the jump starter, took it to jump start the car, started reading over the stuff. It was like, oh, jump starter must be charged at least 24 hours. I'm like, what the f? So I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna take it somewhere and get it charge it up for a couple hours or whatever, and then I'm gonna try to, you know, get some juice off of it. So when I did that, I got to where I wanted to charge it. Guess what, y'all? There was no charger that came with the jump starter, and the jump starter was almost $50. I think it was at least $50. It was $50, and I'm like, how you $50 and you don't even got no you don't even got no charger? It doesn't make sense, like, at all. Like, no. So I was like, oh my god, I'm screwed. So I sat in my car for a little bit. Then I went to I went to Walmart to take it back, and I sat there for a few minutes. I was like, should I take it inside or should I just wait? Like, what should I do? I don't know. So I waited a little bit and I thought about it. I said, let me try to turn it on. So I tried to turn it on. When I turned it on, it was saying that it had like a half a battery. So I said, you know what, I'm about to jump start my car real quick and see if it's actually going to work. Okay, so then I drove over to where my car was at. I put the cables on. I waited a few minutes and then I jump started, crunk right up. I was like, oh my god, thank you so much. So I called my homeboy and I was like, look, it started, what do I need to do? He was like, drive your car for a few minutes or so that way your battery can be charged up, because your battery probably was like really dead or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. So drive my car, okay, I'm excited, car is working. Boom. I went to the gas station to use the restroom, and when I went inside or whatever, I came back out, my key turned all the way back, so the car was completely off. When I came out of the restroom, and literally I drove my car maybe like 30 minutes, yeah, about 30 minutes. When I came back outside from the bathroom, I went to crank my car up again, y'all. It would not crank. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? At this point, I still had the jump starter in my car, so I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll just jump start it again. Try to jump start it again, y'all. It would not work. I was like, oh my god, are you serious? Like, are you serious? Like, what is wrong with this car? So being that I was at a gas station, a couple people came up to me and asked me if I needed help. Like 3 people. The third time somebody came up to me, I was just like, yeah, I need help. Like, at this point I need help, because it wasn't starting at all. So what he did was, he was like, keep the jump starter on your car for a few minutes, and then we're gonna try to crank it up. So he went and got his car, and he was like, I'll jump it with my car, it may give you a better boost or whatever. So literally when he came back with his car, he was like, let me try something else, like moving your cables around your from one piece to another or whatever. So it's basically like the red and the black thing, he moved them in different spots. The cables, he moved the cables in different spots. So I was like, okay. So he moved the cables in different spots, and we sat there for maybe like 5 or 7 minutes, and he was like, try cranking it up, and it cranked right up. So I was thankful for that, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm not cutting it off again until I get back to my other car, because I ain't trying to get stranded nowhere. So I went back to my other car, parked this car, and then I went to Walmart and I returned the jump starter, because at this point it's dead. It's like dead, and there's no charge that comes with it, and I'd be damned if I was about to buy a charger that for something that was $50. Like, I'm not. No, you should have came with a charger. That's your fault, okay, not mine. So then my best friend, she came down, she even tried to help me out one day, Drika, and it didn't really work either that day. It actually didn't work at all, to be honest. It didn't work. So then the next day I was like, you know what, I am going to call, because if you guys remember, my transmission had went out too, and when well, that was the main issue with the car, the transmission was out. So then I had got the transmission fixed. So the same person that fixed my transmission, I called him and I was like, hey, is there any way, you know, you could take a look at my car tomorrow? And he was like, yes, bring it by, drop it off at this time or whatever. And I was like, okay, perfect, thank you so much. So I knew I was going out of town for vacation, and I wanted to go ahead and get it done. So that's why I went ahead and called him right away, because I didn't want to go on vacation and then have to come back to trouble. Like, I need all my trouble squared away. I want to come back from vacation, relax, rejuvenating, knowing that things is all right in the hood, okay? Yes. So called him up, he was like, bring it by. So I called the next morning, so I called my car insurance and wanted them to tow my car to the mechanic shop, because of course it wouldn't crank up. So when the tow truck guy got there, he asked me what was wrong with the car. I explained to him, I'm not 100% sure. I said, because when I opened, y'all, this is so freaking crazy, when I opened the door, I hit the lock button on my door, the unlock button on my door, and it worked. So it's like the battery was still working, but it wasn't cranking, which I don't get at all, okay? So I'm like, oh my god, I just don't know. And at this point, this was after I was sticking the key, I stick the little pencil inside underneath the steering wheel for it to come back. So it was like, it was still working, but it wasn't cranking. Like, the battery was still useful. So I explained to him everything that was going on with the car, and he was like, okay, pump your hood real quick, you probably just need to jump. So I was like, sir, we done tried this jump thing 1,000 times. I even bought a jump starter from AutoZone, and it was $100 and something for a jump starter, y'all. Like, cause people kept telling me, oh, you need a stronger jump starter or whatever. So I went to AutoZone, I got that one. Still did not work. I did get my money back, which I should have kept that. I don't know. Whoa, is that a bug? Oh no. Okay, so which I should have probably kept the jump starter if I would need it in the future, but I don't know. I just don't know. So I was like, okay, let me jump start my car using the jump starter. Even that jump starter wouldn't work, and that was over $100. So I was like, oh my god, like this really sucks. Like this really sucks. So what we did when I called when the guy had came or whatever, he was like, I'm a jump start it, and I was like, okay. So he literally had the same exact jump starter that I bought from AutoZone, but his was a lot bigger, and he put it on my car, and he was like, go ahead and crank it up. And I was like, should we wait a few minutes? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay. So I came inside the car and I cranked it up, and it actually cranked up right away, y'all. Like right away. I'm like, dang, like what was I doing wrong? So he was like, oh, looking at your battery, I can tell you exactly what's wrong. And I was like, what's wrong, sir? What's wrong? And he was like, well, if you look at these two screws or whatever behind your battery, they're really loose. And he was like, I'm gonna take the jump starter off, I'm gonna tighten up your screws. He was like, wait, let me go get my tools. And I was like, okay, cool. Oh my god, he about to fix my car. I don't know if it's gonna work, but okay. So he was like, let me grab my tools. So he grabbed his tools, he screwed the stuff back in, you know, like as it was supposed to be screwed in the first time when my battery got replaced, but that's a whole nother story. So he tightened up my screws on there, and he was like, okay, crank up your car crank up right away, y'all. So this whole entire time, you mean to tell me, okay, the only thing that was really wrong with my car was the screws was not tightened enough on my battery, bruh. All this time, all this anxiety, all this, yo, because when I said I was mad, I was mad. I was like, you know what? To hell with this car. I'm done with this car. Who wants this car? You can have this car. This car ain't mine. This car is yours. Like, I don't want it no more. It's too much trouble. It's too much hassle. I ain't got that kind of time. So, I was just on edge. I was about to let baby girl go. I even went to a couple car dealerships to like look for cars. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know all this already. So I need y'all to follow me on Instagram because I post on there daily, more than here. But I went to go look for a new car and everything. I was just like, I'm over it, like over this car. Like I was blown away. I was like, I'm not putting no more money in this car. People kept telling me, oh, it's your alternator is not charging your battery, you might need a new alternator. I'm just like, look, boom, I'll be honest with you, okay, I'm not putting no more extra money in this car if I really don't have to. Like, no, that is ridiculous. But I did realize while shopping for cars, the way this car is set up, I could not find another car with the same setup. So basically I found a bigger car, and it would take more gas to actually fill the car up. It's actually a lot bigger, but the back is not like the same setup as my back. So it's like I can literally stand in my car. With the newer model cars, it's like there's not really any standing going on in there, and I like to do my yoga stretches in my car. So I don't know, which I'll show y'all a video how I do my yoga stretches in here. But yeah, but honestly, I could not find a car that had the same like setup. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's not spacious enough. Like, it's space in there, but it's not like the space that I need. And like my seats, you know guys, my seats fold all the way forward. Like, this is my seat right here, it's all the way forward, so all my space is back there. Matter of fact, I'll show y'all. It's junky back there, so bear with me. But okay, so I went to my storage because I had some things I had to do. But okay, so, and there's my yoga mat. All right, so basically you see the height of this, like I can literally stand up in here, and I showed you guys also this in my video when I was cleaning out my car. But I can literally stand in here. It's more space. Like, I like the actual space. With the newer cars, the seats, they fold down, but a lot of them don't pull back like these seats does. Whew. Yeah, so that was pretty much my main issues with things. Like, I want to be able to have a little bit more space in my car, especially for, you know, my lifestyle. Okay, move forward, y'all. I'm holding my camera up with the shoebox. It's ridiculous. Okay, So yeah, so I even started, like I said, I even started looking for more cars or whatever. I was just like pretty much over it. But I'm gonna be quite honest, I'm so glad that it was just those screws, and it also taught me a lesson to not overthink things and not think that every situation is bad, because like it could have been 10 times worse. But, and you know, I could have had to buy a new alternator or buy a new engine or something, like something crazy, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't. It was just like a few screws that was off, and I'm just like really blessed that that's what it was, and that's all that it was, you know, because it could have been 10 times worse. So you guys that are asking me what happened to my car, that's what happened. We are all together now. We are all fixed, and let's hope it stay that way, because I really like this car. Okay, like, y'all, I really like this car. It's a 2004, and I love it. Like, I love this car. And I remember when I first purchased this car, my mom was like, you buying that? That's what you want? I'm like, yes, this is what I want. And I'm so glad I bought this car. Like, literally in the future, look how it all worked out. Oh, I went to Chick-fil-A, y'all. I'm getting hungry. I want to eat my food. I don't want to be smacking on here. And oh, y'all, chicken biscuit is real warm. Okay, I got my honey, I got my Polynesian sauce, and I got my Tots, like my, well, hash brown, whatever. It's about to go down. It's about to go down. All right, so that's gonna wrap things up for this video. I'm about to go eat because your girl is hungry, and it's getting a little hot in here. Shit, you can tell when like time is going by, because that heat started going, you know, rising. It be rising. Okay, so I'm about to eat my food or whatever, and then clean this car because it look real bad. Oh my god, it look real bad. So thank you guys for stopping by and watching my video today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also hit the bell notification. That way you guys can keep up with my upcoming video. Okay, my bad, I'm sorry. Yes, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Always remember, Vibrant Peace.